Yeah, good morning to everybody. And before I get to the video, I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Each and one of you for commenting on my videos, being a part of, Jaloso Nation, also showing the love and the support that y'all do. I want to thank each and every one of my subscribers. Thank y'all so much. It really means a lot to me. And God bless all of you. And God bless your families, and thank you once again for always being there and being a part of Jaloso Nation. God bless every one of you. Real talk. But let me get straight to the video. One of the GOATs in football, one of the legends in football, Michael Irvin, a bad motherfucking receiver when he was with the Dallas Cowboys with Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and all them boys. And Deion Sanders, I believe he played with Deion Sanders, if I'm not mistaken. But, it's been a long time, so I kind of don't remember, but I think he did. But if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments down below. He said, Michael Jordan is the GOAT on the court, and LeBron James is the greatest off the court. I'm going to disagree with Michael Irvin on LeBron James being the greatest off the court. The reason why I'm going to disagree is that he goes on platforms, he goes on interviews, and he acts like he's an activist for the black community and then destroys the black community in ways where I can't describe to you, but a lot of us have done videos how he's disrespected Dr. Martin Luther King, how he's disrespected other activists. And on top of that, how he's also gone out of his way and disrespected the United States, which I'm going to be real with you. When it comes to the United States government and the Republicans and the Democrats, to me, they're all a bunch of fucking liars and corrupted pieces of shit. And that's why I don't trust the United States government for shit. But contradicting yourself, and you came out with a school that now is being investigated for a lot of other shit that LeBron James doesn't want the world to know. But I do want to say that he is celebrated a lot for a lot of things that he did off the court and for what he's doing off the court. But contradictions and what you do good doesn't make you or automatic, sensation or respectable enough to say, you know what, this man rises, this man speaks, this man, takes control of the narrative when it comes to really being there for the community, the black community itself, when it's time to represent for the black community. If you've heard LeBron James throughout his years, the way he treats his own fans, the way he treats other people, the way he disrespects other people. And because he does charity and he does all this other stuff, it doesn't mean that it makes him a qualifier or he's qualified enough to be respected to what he does off the court. And no disrespect to Michael Irvin, you know what I mean? I have no problems with Michael Irvin. He has every right to speak his opinion and how he feels and how he sees things. Now, Michael Jordan gets a lot of backlash because Michael Jordan wasn't an activist. Michael Jordan didn't go out there and, spoke for the black community, and a lot of black rappers and also a lot of black people and even people that, Michael Jordan has congregated with throughout his career. They have spoken very negative about him and the way that he treats people and the way that he disrespects people and all. So I believe that Michael Jordan and LeBron James both should be held accountable for that. Now, Michael Jordan, in an interview a lot of years ago when he was playing with the Bulls, he was asked, "Can you save the world?" And Michael Jordan said, "Well, I think that's a very hard question, because I can't save the world. Me talking, it's not going to change the way the world works. It's not going to change the racism. It's not going to change what's going on, when it comes to the government and things to that perspective. And my job was to go out to the court and play, give the fans what they never saw, you know what I mean? And make sure that they got their money's worth, because maybe they never would have came and ever saw me again. So this was once in a lifetime, dream for them to seeing their favorite player or seeing the Bulls or seeing a competitive game. So I did everything within my power to make sure that they left the court, and when they got home, they had something great to talk about. Michael Jordan didn't align himself with a congregation of campaigns or, black activists or Republicans or Democrats in that way to make a change or make a difference. No, he did not. Michael Jordan stood quiet for a lot of years without saying nothing. And still to this day, Michael Jordan doesn't represent that type of, perspective, if that's how you want to put it. And for people who blame Michael Jordan for that, y'all have y'all opinions, and if that's the way y'all want to voice it and see it as, hey, to each his own. But LeBron James has opened his mouth and really put himself in a situation plenty of times to where, bro, you just should have shut the fuck up and say nothing at all. You know what I mean? For him to have a voice or an opinion, it should have been a valuable, it should have been a noticeable one. It should have been more respectful, and it should have been said more accurately and more to a respectable, acknowledgeable way. But instead, LeBron James is LeBron James, so he's going to say it the way he thinks is right to say it. Michael Jordan got awarded, I believe it was the Achievement Award, if I'm not mistaken, by Barack Obama. And you can see that Michael Jordan was uncomfortable, because Michael Jordan did not want that spotlight. Michael Jordan is not a political type of dude. Let's just call it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of ways, me even being a fan of Michael Jordan, I kind of saw that weird. With the power that you got and how globally you known around the world, you never had nothing to say about racism, you know what I'm saying, slavery, what's going on with the world, with, riots and all that good stuff, police brutality, in any type of shape, way, or form. Michael Jordan spoke quietly off the court. You know how much money Jordan has given to colleges for, scholarships? You know how much millions and hundreds of millions Michael Jordan has donated? And everything else that he has done off the court quietly without receiving acknowledgement that it was me. I did this, me. Oh yeah, I deserve all the credit, me. But LeBron James, hey, don't forget that it was me that did it. Don't forget it was me that said it. Don't forget that I was the one that made all this shit happen. It's two different type of animals, two different type of beasts. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan, still to this day, his silence and a lot of things speaks louder of what LeBron James has spoken in his 23-year career as a basketball player. And still, he's trying to find a way so he could be more heard and more respected and more paid attention, be more paid attention and more noticeable and more famous and more powerful than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan doesn't have to do that. Michael Jordan doesn't need a media for validation or people to validate for him. His basketball game and who he was and who he is speaks louder than whatever LeBron James has ever spoken or said or done as a so-called activist in his whole entire career. Michael Jordan didn't have to go to that extent. And there was a quote way back then that said, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't open your mouth to exceed the problem more of what it already is. And it's a beautiful quote because instead of LeBron James acknowledging that fact, speak your thoughts, speak your mind, speak how you feel, but do it in a way where it looks presentable, where it looks righteous, where it looks that you're doing the right thing and you want to be able to speak up, to let your voice be heard, but do it representing everybody else that feels the same way as you do. Michael Jordan never did that. And it was questionable. You know what I mean? It was very questionable in how Michael Jordan never stood up in them grounds. Never stood up and say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. LeBron James has. But Michael Irvin, I have nothing bad to say about you. You have your own way of thoughts and feeling and putting your own perspective when it comes to that nature. But I want to read you this. You know what I'm saying? That was said to me in a comment, and I believe his name is, I can't really see. Hold on. By BDR 113080. It says, hell yeah, I will lie about other black men even that wants to make this piece of shit look like he belongs. F Clutch Sports. Karma is a real thing, and there's a reason why LeBron can't have a farewell tour. When you, etc., your manager and everyone associated with your company and your fan base had spent the last 15 years disrespecting every legend and every decade of ball that came before LeBron, guess who's going to respect LeBron on his way out of the door? No one. I don't know for sure what happens after we die as a Christian. I hope that I'm right in my faith, but that's why we call it faith. But one thing I do know, though, personal experience and 46 years of life has that taking shortcuts will work let me see. Once again, I'm sorry. Taking shortcuts will work. You'll get notary gain, but you're still building your foundation on sand. You're not building the foundation on rocks. And LeBron's legacy does not have a strong foundation. And if it ever comes out on the level where casual fans know what we know, his legacy is over, even if the pad stuff never gets verified. Just the stuff that they did with the media, if that gets out, it's going to be a really bad luck, and then people are going to start wondering why did they need to lie about a player is good as LeBron James anyway. I don't think he's a good player, but hey, to each his own. But I wanted to read this for a reason, and I'll tell you why at the ending when I finish reading it. And it says, because it's going to make LeBron and his manager look like nobodies ever believed he was the GOAT except for his fans. And when it comes out that people like Shannon Sharp and Nick Wrong and Gilbert Arenas and Colin Cowherd really never thought this way about him. It was just something they had to do. Contrarily, it's going to look horrible. And I want to thank BDR for sending me this. I had to put it out there because he makes all the sense in the world. Just apart him being a good player or a great player anyway, I've come to learn that, he's not even a great player. And especially when it comes to the PD usage, it's a lot of people that are saying that. So that right there just takes him out of him being a great player or even being a good player. You know what I'm saying? When you have to do enhancement drugs and PDs to keep your longevity going, you're not even a longevity GOAT. You're not. You just cheated your way up to stat numbers. Says you can't win no more championships. You decided to keep your longevity strong by using PDs. You know what I'm saying? So I can't celebrate that or congratulate that or give him a pass on that. But I do want to end by saying this. So please listen. Michael Irvin, I feel where you coming from. I respect you not only as a Hall of Famer, as a legend in the football, you know what I'm saying, world. You was a very, very, an amazing player. I can't sit here and bullshit you. One of the best receivers I've ever seen with my eyes. I witnessed it. Just like what you want to call it with the eye test. I seen how great you was on that football field. But sometimes you just got to sit back and really acknowledge and do your research when it comes to when it means who's the GOAT off the court. You understand what I'm saying? What is the respectable way and a very narratable way to put and that narrative of how great LeBron is when it's off the court? I can't just say, I can't agree with you on that. And you know, one thing is always going to be the truth. As much as people want to celebrate him off and on the court, you can't celebrate him on the court and you can't celebrate him off the court. And the reason why is because LeBron's whole life has been a big lie, has been nothing but validation and, you know, hey, let me pay the media to say this about me. Oh, I'm going to act like an activist, but I'm not really an activist. Man, this man got caught lying reading the Malcolm X book. When they asked him what he thought about the book, this man did not know what to say. He had nothing knowledgeable that he picked up from the book. But this man said he read the book. Oh, yeah, I read the book, you know, front and back several times. But this is the first time he reading the book. Hold on, which one is it? Oh, yeah, but, he's a real smart man, you know, and, you know, what he said at that time, that's what's going on still to this day. Man, if you don't shut your lying ass up. So, Michael Irvin, I can't see it. I respect you once again, but I can't see it. You know? But don't get me wrong. I'm not here just to defend Michael Jordan and say, yeah, Michael Jordan is perfect. He did nothing wrong. No. You know how many times Michael Jordan has been called out? And when Michael Jordan be on that bullshit, me and several others call him out. You understand? Even him being the greatest player of all time, but he be on some bullshit sometimes too. So we, as real fans of basketball, have to call him out for what it is. But I can't agree with you when it comes to LeBron James being the GOAT outside the court. I can't. But this is the ending of the video. I want to thank everybody, you know what I mean, for once again supporting me and being there and commenting. All my supporters and all my subscribers and all the people that love to watch my videos, even the haters, you know what I mean, the creepy LeBron sexuals that be commenting on my videos. You know what? Thank y'all very much. I truly appreciate it. But this is your boy Chico Black. Y'all get back at me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel of what I said, you know, to the topic of the content of this video, and we'll go from there. There's y'all boy, man. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.